Welcome to the Be Magnetic podcast, where we ignite deep abundance and step into soul-led success without losing joy, freedom, or peace. This is for the woman who is bored, disconnected, and exhausted trying to win a game she doesn't want to play anymore. If your soul is calling for more flow, more ease, more magic, but you're not sure how to get there, get ready to become magnetic and create a life that is as juicy and abundant as you've always dreamed it could be. Hi and welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm sharing with you the exact method I used to attract 10k passive income last summer. If you want to attract big cash this month but also enjoy summer, this episode is for you. A little disclaimer to start us off with: there is no real passive income ever, and I keep preaching this to everyone who wants to hear, who's willing to listen. There is no passive income. Any income really, unless it is made in stocks, is not passive. There is work or income that comes with less work attached, and then there's income that comes with more work attached. But all income, all money that you're making, there's some energy exchange for it in whatever shape or form. The type of work that you have to put in to get the money might be different, but unless it is made in stocks, there is no real passive income. And I just wanted to add this because I think the term passive income is used so lightly, and there's like so much trendiness around this term that everyone all of a sudden wants to make passive income, and I get it, but what they actually want is they want ease, they want freedom, they want time, they want space, and all that is possible. We can create big income with still having space, still having freedom, still having time and flow. But let's just get clear on what passive income is and what feminine money is, basically. How did this come about? How did I make 10k passive income last summer? Or just income, in a very easy way where I'm still enjoying summer. So I was waiting for my flight to Barcelona last year to do the massive brand show there, and I said to him, I desire to make more money. And it was just like a simple expression of my desires at the time. I was like, for a few weeks I was thinking like, wouldn't it be cool if I'd make a bit more money? Like, just kind of imagine future pacing what I could do if I'd made a bit more money. And so I told him, my brother in that case, I told him, I desire making more money. It'd be cool. But I didn't like attach a goal or anything to it. It was just like a simple expression of my feelings at the time. 3 months later, I had not just doubled my income, but also hit all my savings goals for the year. That is how quickly things shifted. And it was all because my frequency was aligned, so that the universe could work in mysterious ways to make this happen for me. And in today's episode, I want to share exactly what I did to align my frequency to be able to not only double my income, but also exceed all my savings goals, while also enjoying summer while traveling to Barcelona and to Italy and to other places, because it was truly magical. So let's get into it. The first thing that I did was to take money off a pedestal. So when you put something on a pedestal, you cannot measure its frequency. Because if you imagine a pedestal, right? If you put something, in that case money, on the pedestal, it's here. It's up here and you are down there. And so you can't be on the same frequency. It's just logically not possible, right? If something is here and you were there, you can't be on the same frequency, because it up here is on this frequency and you are down there on that frequency. So you have to take it off the pedestal, or you're up on it, so that you can match its frequency. And actually, heard this phrase, take money off the pedestal, so many times before, and I've always wondered when I got into like money mindset work, what does that mean? Like, how can I take it off the pedestal? And it simply means to stop thinking that it is better than you, or that it is unattainable, or that it is different than you, and start thinking actually that money is just as you. And that's the funny thing with putting things on a pedestal. When we put things on a pedestal, we ultimately, the belief that is underlying that is we believe it has a different frequency. It has a different energy. It has something that we don't have. And so it is up there and we are down here. And so it is unattainable or hard to get. And we have to chase it basically, and we have to work so hard, or, you know, have a difficult time to being with it. And when you look at, you know, people, for example, or things that you just naturally attracted in your life, the best example that I always have for this is my relationship, because honestly I've never thought my husband is better than I am, nor that I am better than my husband. I always thought us as equals, and when we met I just immediately knew that we are on a wavelength, like we are like on the same frequency, because I just saw him as an extension of who I am. I saw him as someone that is just like me basically. I saw him carrying the same potential, the same love, the same confidence, the same power that I hold. And that is how we match frequencies, because obviously he thought the same about me, and so we were on one level and we could attract each other. If you, for example, the same applies to love also, if you think that some person is better than you, it's hotter than you, it's more intelligent, it's out of your league basically, you also put them on a pedestal and they're hard to reach, and there's never going to be this attraction between you guys, because ultimately you believe you're not worthy of them. And the same obviously happens to money. So take money off the pedestal, and the way you do this is simply to understand that you and money are the same, that you are worthy of money, and that you're actually already on the frequency of money if you allow yourself to be on it, right? Money is not better than you, it's not different than you, it doesn't have a will of its own. It simply flows to those who believe they are worthy and deserving of it, that believe that they can, that they're actually on a level with it. Take it off, please. The next thing I did, oh, by the way, also, I have recorded an episode a while ago. It's episode 52, which is called How to Stay Broke. That kind of taps more into this. So if that kind of hit a chord and you want to dive deeper into this idea, you can listen to that episode after. The next thing that I did was practice enoughness. So I already teasered it, that attracting money effortlessly is a lot about believing that we are worthy and deserving of attracting money effortlessly and not having to work hard for it or chase it. So a secret here is that if we get into the energy of what we have, what I have is already enough, then we let go of the energy of chasing, and so we become magnetic to attracting more money with more ease. And the reason for this is, if we believe again like there is not enough, if we like feel this constant need to have more, to make more, to work harder because it's not enough, we actually approach things from a lack energy, and so that again doesn't make us match frequency with money. But instead, if we get into this energy of like, anyway, like what I make is enough, and that's what I did last summer, right? I knew I had enough. I was making enough for what I needed. I just knew that there was a potential of making more somewhere out there, but I was not approaching it from this place of I need it because what I have isn't enough. So if you can get into the energy of what I have is enough, what I make is enough, then there is no need for us to make more. So there is no need for us to chase anything. There is no need for us to overanalyze, to overthink, to penetrate into this all the time. And so we actually create the room and the space for this to come to us. And money loves, I repeat, money loves to support, emphasize, to amplify. Money loves to nurture, to make things happen, to give things, right? Money loves that. But if we constantly chase it, money, the masculine, can't come in and give us the space because we don't allow it. So if we just embrace this feeling of what I have is enough, we create the room for money to actually flow in and support us and fill this space that is there to build more ease, more security, more flow. Then the next thing that I did was trust the process. So again, I mean, it was helpful for me that I did not set an actual goal to do this, but it was still an intention, it was still a desire, and I always knew that at some point I would make more money and I would hit those savings goals. And this entire time, I just trusted the process. I just knew that eventually I would get there, and I knew that I didn't have to know how it's gonna turn out or what needs to happen. I just needed to trust the process and follow the guidance that would reveal itself, and that is exactly what I did. I just followed the clues, I took the opportunities that presented itself, and I trusted that eventually I would hit those savings goals. And yes, there were times where I didn't really think it was possible, or I didn't really know how it's gonna unfold, because like logically, realistically, it just wouldn't make sense. But I just trusted. I trusted that the money that I needed or that I desired would come my way. And trust is such a big part, because again, it creates this freedom that allows us to have space to attract but also enjoy. And I actually haven't said that, but the last couple of things, practice enoughness and trusting the process, they are the reason we can enjoy summer while we are also making money. Because if we know we already have enough, we are not constantly worried about attracting money, about making money, and so we can actually do other things and focus on enjoying summer, focus on being with the friends and like going for a swim and things like that, and not constantly worry about money, which makes us feel like it's passive income. Because the reason it feels like it is not passive, it's hard work, is because it's constantly top of mind. I mean, there's other reasons. If like your schedule is so packed, it's a different story. But still, right, you can make the changes. If you believe what you have is enough, you can even allow yourself to keep a bit more room in your schedule. And then trusting the process is the same story, right? We let go of this pressure of constantly chasing, constantly launching, constantly selling, and know that there's still opportunities, there's still ways to actually make this money, and that then makes us capable of enjoying summer for real. But I'm going to say, which is the next thing, we also need to get strategic, right? I'm not the kind of mentor or person to tell you like, yeah, just like trust and la 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 and it's going to happen. No, you also have to get strategic if you want to increase your income, if you want to reach your savings goals, but also enjoy summer and maybe slow down a little bit. You have to get strategic on how this could look like. And that means you have to get strategic on how much you're spending and how much you're saving, but also get strategic on what you could potentially do to make this money. So, for example, you have to look at maybe increasing the prices for the services that you're taking, so you have more free time to enjoy summer while also making the same amount of money. Or you have to maybe get strategic a bit more in how you invest money, what you buy, what you spend it towards, so you can set aside more to actually saving, so you can achieve those savings goals. Or maybe you launch something that does require less of your time, or whatever, right? There's like so many ways in which you could make this happen. For me, back then, it really looked like looking at, okay, how much do I spend? How much do I need? How much do I want to save? And then really sitting down and being very like rigid with just like how I distribute that money every month. And then I would just save more because I knew I wanted to hit those goals quickly, so I was saving more. And because I was applying these other things, I was in a frequency, and so I did attract more money as well, which then kind of made me able to save more and hit those goals really quickly. But I also got strategic. I did think about, okay, what could I do to make more money? What are the things that I can sell? What are the actions that I can take to attract more money? Which is also the reason why we opened up the house for Airbnb rent again, and moved in with my mum over the summer, because that was an opportunity for us to make good money with, which didn't require so much effort. It wasn't fully passive because we had to clean and like manage guests and everything, but it was fairly less work, and so it did make us a good amount of money without actually destroying my summer. So you have to get strategic, and if you need some inspiration, there's incredible episodes on a podcast, especially episode 47 and 45, which give you incredible insights on how to get more strategic with your money. If that's not enough yet, and you feel like there's maybe also some limiting beliefs that you need to uncover still, and like you're pretty much still in victim mentality and you need full mindset and strategy overhaul, you can DM me cash flow and I will send you an opportunity to work one-on-one with me in a one-off session to get you from that victim mentality to full safety and security and a strategic plan to approach your finances differently. Okay, make sure to DM me cash flow if you're interested and feeling called to that. And then the last thing that I did was to choose an energetic baseline. So that for me happened rather unconsciously, but I did it more consciously in the past as well, in different circumstances. But I did choose an energetic baseline where I basically set my energy to saying, I'm no longer willing to make less than this. So when I told my brother I'm ready to make more money, unconsciously I set an energetic baseline to saying, this is the least amount of money. Like I believe it was like 2k or something per month, 3k per month. 3k per month. I don't remember what the exact number was, but I said this is the minimum amount that I'm willing to make, and because I've set this, I raised my energetic baseline. The universe, like my environment, had to match that eventually, right? And so that is so important. If you want to make more money this summer, you gotta raise your energetic baseline. You gotta set the intention that whatever, how much you want to make, 5k, 3k, 10k, is the minimum you're willing to accept. And again, don't set this energetic baseline from a place of neediness or if I don't achieve this then, but rather set it from a place of I'm worthy and deserving of this. This is the new frequency I'm vibrating at. This is my new identity, basically my new energy that eventually everything will meet. And if you want to have like a full process on how to rise your energetic baseline, there is an episode on this also, which I will link in the show notes. Yeah, so that is basically everything I did to 10k easy income over the summer. We're still enjoying it, and I just want you to remember that money loves you and it is waiting for you to open the door. So the question is, will you open the door, right? The reason why making money probably still feels hard for you is because you've got the door shut and only occasionally you open it. So if you want to open this door completely, you got to apply some of the things that we discussed. And if you want to have some personal guidance on it, you can DM me cash flow and I will send you your next step. Or if you're new here and you just want to binge a bit more, there is incredible episodes linked in the show notes below to dive deeper into the world of money with me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I talk to you next week. Bye.